All right, guys, welcome back to the next episode of Ricky's Roundtable. This week we have Big Jerm and we got Paige Pierce, two legends of our game. They have shaped disc golf and the future and where we're at today. So it's gonna be exciting talking to you guys, sharing some stories. Let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right. So we've all been around disc golf for a good amount of time now. We're all veterans, and I just wanted to ask a couple questions and see your experiences with each other, like how we met and how the buildup of like you guys met, and then also me and Paige. So
yeah, I actually really remember well how we met Paige, and I met Paige. I hadn't heard anything about her before I saw her for the first time. It was at the 2010 Minnesota Majestic, and I was kind of like I really wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the FPO division that week. But Final Nine came around back then.
everyone
all
watched
tournaments
it.
had Final Nines.
Yeah,
and everyone followed too. Like nowadays, if you're out of a tournament, you're in the car, you're on your way to the next tournament. But it was a lot more. It was a tighter knit community. In that way, it was smaller too, so it felt like we were all in it together.
Right.
That's fair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're watching the Final Nine, and also it's my first year on tour, so I'm not missing a thing. And it was strange because it wasn't like a Final Nine for MPO and FPO. It was the four players from MPO and 3 players from FPO. So they all played in one big sevensome. And I specifically remember Dave Felber kind of got a little slighted on. It wasn't on purpose, but like the intro was like they announce all your accomplishments that you had achieved up to that point, and they give him like 30 things. You'd won like every major at that point.
Yeah.
And they're like, this champion, this champion, this champion. Put your hands together for Dave Feldman.
They messed his name up.
They got his last name wrong.
Is that where that name come from? And everyone said it stuck because it stuck for a long while.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
People call him Feldman.
Yes. So the guy called him Feldman. I remember his face was so pink and red. But the other thing that I remember about that Final Nine was seeing this young, slender, new teenager that was smaller than the rest of the competitors, but was out driving him by 100 feet or more, and like had this like explosive form that had this really quick torso turn, and almost like, what the heck is that? Like because I hadn't seen that from an FPO player. Valerie Jenkins was more of like this really methodical like lead in, and like she had it was just she was very, very accurate, but like it wasn't like powerful and explosive in a way that I was like, this is like MPO distance.
Right.
Paige Pierce.
And that was in Minnesota?
In Minnesota Majestic. And so like...
No, it was the big...
Oh, the hill course. Highland Hills.
Highland Hills.
Yeah.
That's the course Kale hit the putt at, right?
Yeah.
That's that course.
Yeah.
Was it that year?
Exactly.
It was
not
that
it was before that. That was like 08.
Okay, so 2 years before that.
Yeah, something like that. 08 or 09.
That was a sick
08
moment,
Worlds.
dude. That's one of the old school moments you see on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm so thankful they captured that moment.
That was 08 Worlds when Michigan was in Worlds.
That was. I think that was
it was the Minnesota Majestic.
But it was like a big Majestic, like it was a big thing, like
Kale LaVisca hits his putt to tie Ken Climo on the final hole.
Have you seen that video?
Yeah,
I thought he just gets all hyped,
and
throws his hat down.
Dude, and Climo's like, I still got to make a putt.
Right.
But which I think Climo went on to win that tournament in the playoff.
But still that moment was
no one
epic,
cares about that.
Right?
You won everything, Kenny.
Yeah.
But no, so that was when I met Paige. Well, I wouldn't say we even met, but that was when I was aware of Paige's presence in disc golf. And one short year later, she wins the World Championships in Santa Cruz, and it was just like, okay, not surprised because this is like this player is tapping into something that we haven't seen before in this game. And then, our friendship, I don't really remember when that really started. Maybe you can elaborate on that. But, like, it just kind of, like, turned into, like, we had similar friend groups. And, like, back home in Charlotte, she was hanging out with, like, my close friends. And it just kind of became this thing where, like, we became friends off the course slowly. And then, like, 5 for 5s. And yeah, I mean, maybe you can fill in some of the gaps here.
I can't remember like when we started hanging out, but I feel like I remember like all of us hanging with like
Tahoe.
Yeah.
Tahoe.
Yeah.
So that was mine.
Okay.
I guess you can go if you want, but I was gonna share my experience with. Mine was same thing like Jerm. Like, I think Tahoe was that 2012. I think that was like I feel like it was 2012.
Yeah.
When that was the Lake Tahoe Open was 4 courses. I remember we all used to go to Tahoe. It used to be a That was a big tournament, national tour at that point. And I remember that's the first time we really like started hanging out and just like, we'd practice and, we were obviously all colleagues, I guess. And we'd hang out off the course, like you said. I think we'd all, that was the time that people used to go to players' parties, right? So we'd go to players' parties and hang out. And, it was, I think I remember hanging out with Steve Rico too. Like he was always the players' party friggin' person you want to hang out with and have a good time, right?
Steve Rico's a guy you want having your back.
Oh yeah, definitely. You don't want to.
Steve Rico's got your back.
You're good.
You've got a bodyguard.
And we just got to
you
see
needed
him.
one, but like, if the party went outside of the disc golf nature, like if Steve Rico is your homie, which Steve Rico is going to be your homie.
Yeah, for sure.
But once Steve Rico's your dude, you're like, I'm set.
Yeah.
I think he's your guy.
Yeah,
I remember like before I met you, hearing so much about you from Val and Nate and Avery and Sharon Jenkins. And they were like, oh, wait until you meet Ricky.
Oh, they were hyped.
Y'all are long lost siblings.
That's
like
so
you guys
funny.
are long lost siblings. And I feel like the first time like I remember seeing you was like at that bowling alley. We had
MVP? Or not, I guess not MVP
I can't
anymore.
remember.
Maple Hill MVP. I'm so used to saying MVP Open.
Yeah, it might have been Maple Hill. I can't remember where we were. All my memories is like Rico was there.
Was that you doing? Oh, you threw. That's right. That's where that started.
I heard about you guys bringing your discs to the candlepin bowling.
It was you and Steve that did that, right? They launched the disc and tried to get a strike with the disc, right?
Yes.
Did any of you guys beat
I think
Grandma?
you did. I think you got them all down except one, right? Or something.
I got
maybe you got them all.
I did a good thing.
Yeah, you did it.
I
did a good thing.
I think she hit them either all down or it was, I don't know, it was crazy.
Yeah, that was, and like they were like,
Did you get the disc back?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
did you get lost in the shuffle of the bowling alley stuff?
No, the worker was a disc golfer, and he encouraged us, and like he was like,
was this candlepin bowling or was this normal?
I think it was normal bowling. So it wasn't Maple Hill.
I'm thinking of trying to beat Grandma at Steve Dodge's grandma at
Honestly,
candlepin bowling.
It might have been at the Brent Hambrick,
which was impossible.
Yeah. Something like that.
Legends built it. The next generation is elevating it. The most dominant team in disc golf history just got deeper. World champions, record breakers, the future of the game, united under one banner. This isn't just competition, it's a legacy in motion. This is the next chapter. Discraft, built for flight.
All right, Paige, you want to kind of explain your experiences with us?
Yeah.
Like your first time meeting Jerm?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's exciting.
I'm excited to hear this.
I feel like, when is the first time I remember like hanging with you? I feel like, well, going to Charlotte, because I remember playing the Carolina Clash in maybe 2012-ish, maybe. I can't remember.
Your first memory is 2 years after my first memory.
No, maybe it was 2010. I can't remember the years at this point. It's crazy how far back that
2011 was an NT.
Okay,
as a warm-up for Worlds, which came
that's
in 2012.
That's what it was.
So 2011 makes sense.
Yeah, and I remember like, Big Jerm. Also, it's just like an interesting nickname. It's like, okay, like look for the big guy or what? Like
okay.
And like, yeah, obviously we were in Charlotte too, so like everyone was like Jerm, and it was just like, oh, that's the guy everyone's talking about, and like you said, like you're not seeing it on the stuff.
Yeah, he was the U of Texas, right? Yeah. Right, like that's kind of how it was. Right,
and all the Carolina gear and stuff. But yeah, we had, I think the first time we like hung, because we had mutual friends in Charlotte, Brittany and Jenna. And Zach. And
Zach Newhouse.
Yep.
Wow,
I haven't heard that name in
Jenna
a minute.
Hoosier now.
Yep. And we
used to be Jenna McDaniel.
Yeah, and they're all mamas.
They're all mamas and they're all close friends. And it's kind of a weird thing because like they live in Indian Trail. And it's probably like an hour from where I live now on the west. I'm like west of Charlotte now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that used to be like my really close friend group, and
Newhouse,
I really, really miss those people a lot. Actually, we haven't hung out in like years. I saw Jenna and Brittany at my wedding, but before that, it'd been years before then even. But yeah, they're all like super duper tight knit. It's awesome. I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were all hanging out back in those days, and like.
Yeah, they would host us, and you would just come over.
Devin Owens were dating, I think, at that time.
Yep.
And you were hanging out at Brittany and Zach's place when they were together, which was a long time ago.
Yep.
Zach Newhouse days, man. That guy is like who I came up in the sport.
Yeah, for sure. I remember.
Yeah.
He traveled in the Blue Impala, didn't he? Didn't he travel in the Blue Impala days?
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't he?
I'm pretty sure Blue Impala?
Yeah.
Malibu. The
Malibu.
Malibu.
Sorry,
Malibu boom, baby.
Is that the one step up?
It was a Malibu.
I don't even know.
Not that it matters, but
that vehicle is not one step up.
The amount of hats. Okay, one thing that hasn't changed over the years is the amount of hats that was in that Malibu
Oh my
truck.
goodness.
Like The whole
He
thing.
can wear a new hat for 3 months straight. Literally, I swear.
You should see
Every
how many
day,
are
a
in
new
the
hat.
RV. The RV is covered right now.
Yeah. Oh, I
So you
remember.
get like one sweat stain and just throw it away and grab a new one?
Yeah.
Is that
I
basically?
could if I wanted to.
Like
This
the
one's got a
white
few.
tees.
Yeah.
Like when you watch MTV Cribs and they're like, yeah.
This is my shoes.
The drawer of white tees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
The
like, no.
white tees
Yeah.
from Cal Poly.
Oh, but I was just thinking about Oklahoma Open.
Yeah, yeah,
Was that
okay.
before that? Or, because we
Oh,
were all
okay.
hanging before that.
Did we all stay together?
Ricky-
at that time?
Yeah, at Devin's house.
Ricky
Wait,
and
At his
I.
parents' house?
Yeah, at
Is
his
that what it
parents' house with Kat and Paul.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's the
then
year
us.
that Yuli got hit in the eye hole with the disc.
Devin hit
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, Devin did hit him,
Yeah.
wasn't
Devin
it?
him, and then
And it was-
Devin was devastated.
Oh, yeah.
The whole rest of the round.
And Yuli was
and
throwing-
then ended up not missing a hole. Like
Right.
birdied every hole, just be like, "Ugh."
All pissed
He was
off.
just
Yeah.
depressed.
Right, that he did
'Cause
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like Yuli was like
Oh.
blind for like a month.
He
Yeah.
threw he was like winning and started throwing these up in the air hyzers because he couldn't like barely move. Like he's on lead card throwing 150 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
It was such a crush that Devin threw too.
Were you playing that
I
card?
was on Devin's card. He just rips
Scream.
this, you
can't
huge
hear anything.
flex play, and we're yelling for it's into a headwind, and so the sound ain't going anywhere. And then like we're sitting there just like seeing the disc, we're like
Watch, you see what's
triangulating
happening,
it, and
yeah.
we're like that is gonna hit this individual, and we can't see who it
was.
is.
You're just
but,
yelling?
like yeah, we're yelling 4, 4, 4, 4, and then all of a sudden you see like the disc look like it hit the person, but you can't tell from that far
Yeah.
away, and we see him go down, and I thought it just squared this person
And
in
they
the
were just
balls,
messing-
and they
oh.
were just like, oh, you know, like because the way that he fell was like he like held his stomach and like
Yeah.
collapsed, and Devin booked it, and then like his face coming back, like I was like, oh, dude, something bad happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's like told us what happened, and then
That's crazy.
I remember seeing Yuli hit like a 40-foot putt on that hole after he got hit in the eye, and he made it.
Wow.
And then it was the last make I think he had for
Okay.
the rest of the month.
Wow.
But
Oh
dude,
my
I remember
gosh.
going to that tournament with you. It's the only time I've ever gone to the OK Open. And you and I were traveling from Texas. I think we just played veterans.
Yeah.
Oh, so VP.
Oh no
was
no!
first.
We played veterans the next week, but we had come from.
It was like a winter
Dallas or
tour
whatever.
almost. They used to
Yeah,
have.
because then we went to my family's house.
Yes, we did. Yeah,
We're dads, right?
Yeah.
It was my brother. Yeah,
Okay.
My brother's girlfriend's house. But
Okay.
yeah. And we all
lotto
stayed
tickets.
there. Oh my god.
Oh,
that-
we were
lotto tickets.
lotto crackheads. I love
You
it.
were
Lotto
freaking
crackheads is the best way. We were addicted,
Oh,
dude.
we-
Lotto, and
yeah.
we just ran to the car, shotgun.
We got
and
the. We went in the machine. You get them out of the
You
machine.
did it.
I
Dude.
did. Yeah, I was fully cracked out.
Okay, you were the worst of us by far.
You stopped scratching.
I was
Stop
a bad
scratching
influence.
the numbers. You were
Scratch the
scratching the
barcode
barcode
and
and scanning it. Scratching barcode, scanning it.
You wanna
Everyone
get
else
that
was like
quick
playing
fix,
the game.
you know?
Dude.
Oh my god.
fix. You
And I
gotta
remember
have
you
it.
two had a full-on bet over
Oh yeah.
Pool table.
that we had
Oh
a
yeah.
pool table.
We ran that tab up. I think
And
I did.
I remember
Was it
Cal-
me?
Toby, the Toby hole.
Oh yeah.
Remember the
Toby.
ghost hole? We watched Paranormal Activity.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And there was Toby.
Rattle.
And that one of the holes, one of the holes you kept rattling because it was Toby with his hand in front of the
Oh, yeah.
pocket.
Bounce out. Yeah.
That's funny.
Ricky, it was like double or nothing.
I think we were betting lottery tickets. weren't
Well, yes,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
at first.
I think
at
at
first,
first,
y'all were.
yeah.
Well, I also remember because like I was like trying to show y'all the course because it was like not my home course or whatever. But I remember Kat was sick, and so Yuli was like
God.
staying to take care of her, and all of a sudden Kat's sick. Now none of us are gonna practice. Today.
Right, yeah.
We're just gonna play
Stayed
pool
home.
all day long.
And just
you
bet.
you probably
Double or
challenged
nothing.
him
Yeah.
Yes.
for like $20 or something.
Yeah,
or
and then
what.
Started off
That
at
$20 bet
$20.
turned
A
into
$20
hundreds.
$40, then 80, then 160, 320, 7.
It got ridiculous.
The dude ended up owing me over $1,500 on double or nothing.
Yeah, I
pool.
remember. And
How'd
a
we
pair of
solve
shoes.
that?
You also said a pair of shoes or something.
Yeah, so at that time I was driving the Malibu Boom Boom, and I didn't have a CD player, so I had the FM tape player transmitter or whatever.
transmitter that plugged in
and
your-
then it was
yeah.
like $50. So I was like, all right, if you buy this, I'll knock off $500
Yeah,
a day.
right.
It's like a $50 thing.
Right. I remember that.
And then another bet was, or not another thing, but I said if you buy like $300 of scratchers,
Yeah.
you and I will
Split
scratch them, and then we'll split the profit, and I'll knock off $1,000.
Probably made like $50 out of that
And
300.
then the last thing is you just paid for gas
Shoes.
on the way back from Texas back to North Carolina.
Yeah.
I thought it was shoes also because we were going to a lot of the Nike outlets and like they were
It
like
might have been a
Maybe
pair
I
of shoes
forgot-
there, too.
yeah, I probably did that. I'm
I mean,
glad to.
$1,500 stretched
Yeah.
a long way back
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah.
so,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I was giving him, I mean, I didn't make him
Make a
pay
super
it.
discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He paid
Yeah.
a few tanks of gas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I paid something.
He got something so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
could listen
Yeah.
to music on the way home.
He was nice. Yeah, he let me off my dets easy at that time.
and then I don't
Speaking
know.
of which, I think I owe you for like
Right.
the basketball half-court shot thing.
Oh, well, whatever. Like
one thing
a pair of shoes or something.
Yeah, pop a
One
shot.
thing I don't know if I told y'all about that is like after y'all left to go home, I was like cleaning up
lottery
all the
dust everywhere.
lottery tickets everywhere.
Scratch and dust.
I found 2 that weren't scratched.
Yes, you told me
And you
this.
hit.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
It was
you
like
didn't tell
only
me
10
about
or
that.
$20 or something, but yeah.
Decorate the mahogany. Come on. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's cool. What'd you buy with the money? More lottos?
Probably no.
I'm telling you, dude, there's
had to
no
beat
way that she
myself
didn't
up.
find
Yeah.
unscratched tickets. Like that place.
Oh, that's probably what it was. I probably scratched the barcode and maybe forgot to scan it or something.
Maybe.
Fiend, dude. That
Yeah.
I've never in my life
Dude,
seen
I don't
anything
think
like
I've really
that.
bought many
remember.
lottery. I probably spent less than
We got it out of
$100
our
on lottery
system.
tickets
Since
since then.
then?
That was
Yeah.
a great idea.
Out of our system.
I'm like, I feel like a full-blown crackhead. Like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I feel like a slave to this freaking.
The amount of
That's
times we
Oh,
went
yeah.
in there that same week was insane.
Dude, you ever see? I know you've seen it because I think I went to her house with you or her dad's house. But Brittany Blair's house. Do you remember Brittany
Oh,
Blair's house?
was it just
And
like stacked?
her dad, like literally like had to keep all of his tickets because he played so much.
Oh, it was a
that
tax thing.
It was a tax thing, but he had like
Write-offs.
multiple times hit the 100K or whatever.
Holy
Wow.
crud.
But I'm talking like if there was
See,
table
like,
space,
that's the thing.
it had a stack.
Right.
A stack.
that's the thing.
I've never
Wow.
seen anything like it before.
Like, imagine if we would have hit some ridiculous amount of money. We'd probably have stacks right here. Like, oh, crap,
Still
can't
doing it.
stop.
Yeah,
Still doing it,
still
right?
doing it.
It's probably a good thing we got skunked.
We
for
hit
the most part.
100 multiple times that week, and
thought
it was
we
just
were-
kind of like the race to see who was the next person to
Yeah.
hit it. Anyways, don't gamble, kids.
Yeah, right. It's bad.
No
It's,
gambling.
it's terrible.
deep
It made
dark hole,
Ricky,
for sure.
It took Ricky to a really bad
Yes,
place that
it
week
did.
where he had to buy me
Right. No
gas
gambling.
and shoes.
Yep.
But I want to share mine with you as far as how we met, and because it's the same kind of way with Paige and all of us where we kind of heard about each other before, we met each other. But like, you were this player from the Columbus area, right? Was it
Yeah,
Columbus?
Ohio. Yeah. I used to always play the Hamburg, so everyone kind of knew, like, that was my tournament.
But like you
Yeah.
live like really close to where Roscoe's Revenge
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
right?
uh-huh.
Which is a tournament that Avery Jenkins' father used to run.
Yep.
And so
They ran the course
obviously-
and stuff, yeah.
They knew you before any of us knew you.
Right, right.
But like I remember seeing that you had placed like in the top 5 or 10, like top 10 at the Brent Hamburg.
Yeah,
Memorial.
exactly.
And that was
The
like
big tournament back then.
It was a national
Yeah.
tour, and it was like Ricky Wysocki. This is the kid that Avery was talking about. I think like, dang, and like they're all like proud. They're like talking about you like you're their kid.
Yeah,
Right,
they
right.
were.
And
yeah.
like I was like, oh my gosh, like this guy's like killer. Like that's incredible to have a top 10 finish and like no one even knows who this kid is yet.
Right,
like
right.
wow, it's incredible.
Uh-huh.
And then like a couple weeks later you're like winning the PGA championships. Like it was like this guy just won a major.
Yeah.
Like what the heck? The ascension was so unbelievably fast. And before long, your family had moved from Ohio down to South Carolina, which is basically Charlotte.
Yep.
And so like when you were like still very raw with your talent,
Totally.
you and I were playing in Charlotte all the time.
Rennie
Rennie Gold, where I'll tell the
Hornet's Nest.
story. Renaissance, when me and Yuli were playing, I lost a disc I really liked, and Ricky
being
thought
a
it was
smart
really
aleck.
funny to make fun of me for being
Smart
an
aleck.
artist.
Yeah, I was like, he was good at art, but I'd troll him for sure. Like, I'd be like, oh, dude, so good at art. Like, you should tell it.
Well, he's like, you're so good at art, Jerm. Why don't you just draw a treasure map to your disc and you can find it that way?
Like, draw a picture.
That was his way of like burning me.
Instead of helping you look for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly. He told me to draw a treasure map to my disc, and then I could follow this treasure map
and
to my
find it.
disc as if I knew where it was. That was his way of. He thought.
Well, since
this
he's good
will
at
get him.
art, like, I can't do that. He's good at art, so it made sense in my mind. Just the stupid logic.
While he's over there just
Yeah.
banging 50
Oh, yeah.
footer after 50 footer, laughing at you in the woods.
You ever played a practice round with this guy?
Yes, my first time I remember practicing, like I know we had before then,
Yeah.
but my first time like solo one-on-one was at De La.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, was
I
that for-
remember hole 2 already. I was like, this is gonna be tough. This is
can't
gonna
keep
be
up.
so.
I throw
Dude,
10
it's like
drives and I'm halfway up the hill
hole
already.
2, I'm like trying to walk up that hill as fast as I can. He's already to the basket. He's already putted like 30 putts. I'm like, Jesus, he threw 6 shots. How did he find them all? Get up the hill before me. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
The last time I casually did a practice round with Ricky was Chai Lai. I think it was the last time the tour was at
It was.
Chai Lai.
Yeah.
But we're practicing. It was like middle of the round, and I remember there was like I had finally had enough because Ricky had driven 10 practice drives, gone up, practiced 10 practice putts, and I had not changed my routine at all. I had thrown a normal amount of drives off a tee, 2, maybe 3. There might have been a 4th. I don't remember. But by the time I had thrown those 3 or 4 drives and gone up to collect the putts or collect the discs and maybe give it 2 or 3 practice putts, Ricky had thrown 10 drives, 30 practice putts, gone back to the tee page,
throw again,
thrown another 10 drives, went up 30 more practice putts, and we played the hole in the same amount of time.
Wow.
And I played the hole 20 times.
He played the hole 35, 45 times,
wow.
and I played it twice. And like that. And then he was on to the next tee before I was there.
I don't even know how that started, the fast play. I think I was just thinking like, I've always been like that.
You can get more reps in.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I'm like, all right, I've always been like just muscle memory. Like if I throw that hole, 100 times, right? If I throw it 10, 15 times for every day before the tournament, then I've thrown that hole 50 or 150 times, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'd rather have like, even if it's not a perfect shot every time, I'm learning from it. Like, oh, turn that one over, hyzer it out. Like, it's more like you're kind of just collecting data, and then by the time you can get to the tournament, you have a lot more feel, right?
Was that young Ricky, or is that now Ricky?
Not anymore, not as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just kind of was my
quality over quantity.
Yeah,
now?
exactly. Now it's more of that. I still throw a lot, but it's not like I'm throwing. Like I used to literally throw, like you said, throw 10.
Dude, you were on a mission.
Right. And
I was like, I couldn't keep up with it. It was exhausting.
Yeah.
It's also kind of like, I do that sometimes, but not running.
Yeah.
But it's like field work.
He wasn't running.
Exactly.
He's the only person I've seen walk at a slow pace at 26 miles an hour.
Yeah. He's fast.
Bro, he's like, I'm a fast walker.
You are, yeah.
I have caddies that I'm like, hey guys, I got long strides.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to walk fast, but people comment that I walk fast. So just keep that in mind, you know? And Jules knows. And I'm like always looking back, and Jules be like, look at my watch. I'm like, what's going on, Slowpoke? You know,
right.
But it's kind of like our little inside joke, but like, I'm a snail to this guy.
I think there's something to say about like how that translates to your golf though too, is because you're like, you're fixated on your next shot. Okay, I did that, now what's next? And you're, while everyone's kind of pitter-pattering around, or who's out, am I out, is it you? You're already focused on your next shot, you got the next disc, you're like ready. You're amped up and like, you're ready.
He's
and a passion, I think that's passion too.
Yeah.
Like if you have a passion for something, you just want to like, literally you don't want to stop. Like it's just a like fixation. Like kind of like an OCD, right?
Yeah.
Like a good, because I think there's good and bad type of OCD, right? Like, I think we all have a point in our career where we, still probably are like just hyper fixated. And certain things, if it's a negative thing, it's bad. But like if it's a good thing, like disc golf, throwing a lot of shots and just trying to perfect an imperfect game of like how to perfect your throw and your swing. Like that's the beauty we all love of the game, is that you can have that positive kind of OCD obsession with it, and like Paige said, constantly just wanting to keep throwing and keep envisioning that next shot, and just get that feel to where you feel just like, all right, when I'm in the tournament, I've thrown a million shots, I can, I really know exactly the one I want. But yeah, I mean, I think, but then everyone's got their own, way of practicing. Sure. But yeah, I mean, I think that's always been my thing, is just, quantity, and then the quality comes in like. That's when you want the tournament time, is when you're like, all right, I don't have a bunch of shots. You got to kind of readjust your mindset, but you can kind of refer back to what shots, what discs, what angles, and all that stuff has worked and not worked. Because each shot, I'm throwing a lot of shots, but I'm still also collecting micro data of like, oh, this was this wind and this angle, and it turned too much. Okay, cool. I'll throw 5 more, 10 more, and then change it up a little bit slightly with each disc, and then you just have all that data, and you have more data to go with, as opposed to just. Some people, and it's not like it's a right or wrong thing, that's just my way of doing it. Some people you see on the course, they literally throw one shot and that's it. There's something to be said for that, because you're also learning exactly what happened right or wrong on that hole that you played.
Right. Totally.
So it's just a different way of looking at it, and I think everyone's different. But yeah, the speed golf, that was my thing.
You're maximizing your time.
Right, that's also the other thing. Right, you're out there less, practice with more reps.
As an FPO player, were you ever familiar with the dot void era of Ricky Wysocki?
Dot. Yeah, of course.
Void?
I don't know what dot void
means,
I never knew the void, but I knew the dot.
Oh, you never knew void? Okay,
no.
that's what I'm saying, because that's something that you would hear as a little trash talk on the course from Ricky.
Yeah.
But the void part was like, you throw a great drive, you get yourself a 20-foot putt, and you make your 20-foot putt. That's a pretty traditional way to get a birdie.
Yeah.
Ricky was a bit of a shanker.
Yeah.
Early
He'd
in
be
his
80 out and nail the putt.
in the bushes.
Yeah.
He just was like, trying to figure out where the thing was going for a while.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you
45
just
degrees
figure it
left
out
or right.
Yeah. So you know what? The main thing about Ricky is that it was usually forward.
Yeah.
And that's nice. You know, like you got this little cone.
45 degrees.
It was in that cone, which was nice.
Yeah.
You know, like the rest of us are like focusing on a straight line. He's more like the dog cone. Like somewhere in that vicinity is fine, because if it's within 80 to 100, it's good enough.
He's got it.
Yeah, it's good enough.
I've seen that.
And so, you know, we'd sit there just like kind of like whispering amongst ourselves, like, Ricky's in the woods.
Yeah, you're cooked.
Terrible. Yeah. He's terrible. His drive's terrible. And then just like from the woods, ching! And I'm sitting there like, great.
And I'd be all, like, I'd still be, that's where that came from, is like, I'd be still frustrated because I'm like, I got so frustrated on my drives, like, I was still like happy that I made the putt, but I was still frustrated about like
he's pissed getting his 80-footer.
I was like, I'm in the woods. Like, I don't want to be doing that. Like, this is too much work. I want to just have like be normal, like you guys throwing it to 20 feet and make the birdie putt, right? Like, why can't I do that? So it's actually more frustrating to see the conventional birdie than me. Like I wanted to be conventional. I want to throw it to 20 feet and I want to have a putt every time. Instead, I got to crawl into a bush or something, like go sideways in the woods. The cone syndrome.
No
so what's the void thing?
The void was that your drive that was great is voided.
Oh, your drive is
yes,
voided.
That's what I'm saying. He'd look at you and be like, dot. And we'd be like, what is he saying now for? Like, your drive's void. I'm like, what the? Why do I try so hard?
During the tournament, you would do that?
Sometimes,
That's hilarious.
I don't think he did it to anyone,
and
but
so,
like people he was comfortable with.
Yeah, of course.
And people didn't understand that I'm not like pissed off about that I made it. Of course I'm pumped about that. It's more like I'm still mad about the previous shot, right? And so that's what I was like, gosh dang it. I'll be like all pissed, like I'm saying all these stupid words to myself. Dot was one of them, and void, like call it the void birdie. Junk,
J-O-N-K.
Junk.
I know you're saying junk, but everyone, I always heard you say jonk.
Yeah, that's just my stupid, like, everyone got their thing.
That same round at De La, you threw it downhill on hole 6 and you went OB. Like, you threw it perfect, actually, but it kind of did a little swirl thing and went OB, and you're like, blizzard. And I'm like,
blizzard?
What? And I was like, I had to ask. Like, sometimes Ricky-isms, you're just like, you kind of, but I'm like, what? And he's like, it did a swirl. Like, it did a swirl. Like a Dairy Queen.
Yeah, the blizzard.
You remember that?
Yeah. You know, it's like the blizzard. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Blizzards are blended together. It's the dip that does the top part.
Yeah, I guess I got it mixed up.
Blizzard.
Yeah, but it just came to his head.
When you're frustrated.
In his head, that's what makes sense.
Yeah. Frustrated logic, right?
Blizzard.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, I've never heard that.
It got a blizzard at the last second, OB, right?
If your disc ever hit the top of the band, and say the sharp tops, there's Barbasol.
Shaving cream.
Before
the shaving cream was sponsored disc golf.
Yeah, before Barbasol sponsored disc golf, you would literally say Barbasol. And you see the chunk fly off your putter, and you'd be like, Barbasol.
It's your favorite putter, and I'm trolling him. He's just shaved 2 grams of his favorite putter off.
You're like, and you're trying to have a funeral for your putter, and he's just sitting there like,
Doesn't that make it feel better, though?
Cream, yeah.
It helps you laugh about it.
Your favorite putter just gets sliced in half, and shaving cream, Barbasol.
It just gets stuck to the top. You're like, that can't be good.
You ever do that, though? Back in the day, the tops were like razor blades.
Yeah.
It was like you do the skip, and then your disc is literally skipping to 40 feet away, and your chunk of your disc flying. It's the worst moment ever. You're like, this is awful. My putter got chopped in half, and now I got to make a 40-footer for par.
I know that all of us, our entire adult lives, have been touring.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I found disc golf when I was 20 years old. I didn't really quite have a direction set in life, and then disc golf came to me, and immediately my attention
gravitated,
was like 100%, right? And it's all I could think about. I went to sleep earlier in the day than I normally did, because to me, going to sleep transported me to daylight faster.
Right.
So I could go back and play more disc golf. Like, that's literally my brain was
transported.
It did, dude. It was like my cheat code, right? So
no, it makes sense.
Go to sleep earlier so you can play more disc golf. And so anyways, this was me like finding my thing, but then I started to learn life lessons through disc golf. How to be a better person to travel with, how to be a better guest,
touring partner,
when,
all that.
You know, I go to someone's host, like how to reciprocate the generosity, how to travel with others. Like, you have to give up some of yourself and the things that you want in order to accommodate the group and stuff like that. But like learning about business too. Everything that I know, basically what I'm trying to say is everything that I know in this world, I've learned through the lens of my traveling, through disc golf and the business of disc golf, but also in the community and how to interact with people and how to engage in the power of vulnerability, but also the power of like, I mean, every single thing. You know, like I understand why Toyota stopped making engines in the 80s that lasted forever. Because if they continue to do that, they wouldn't sell cars.
Right.
I learned that through essentially what Harold Duvall is telling me. Like, if a putter gets ruined, you know, the plastic being a little bit less quality, so it breaks down faster, it means people buy more discs. I'd never thought of the world in that way before, which is kind of crappy. And it's capitalistic, which is just kind of, you know, a product of where we are in this world. Society, right? But like, you understand these things. I learned them through the scope of disc golf. And I don't know if you guys have anything to add to that, but that's like my journey through this world.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one that's, you know, we're just the ones that are really good at throwing the plastic. You don't think about the complete flip side of the coin, which they obviously they can't relate to us as much either. They're not good at throwing them, so they don't think of the certain intricacies of that, maybe potentially, right? They're just like, oh, well, we have a putter. If you slice it up, like whatever, I'll just go grab a new one. But they don't realize like when you play at the high level, and like that's so important to have your putter feel and fly.
Tool.
Right. And if you're slicing your putter, it may change it that fraction of an inch when you're putting. It might hyzer flip a little bit, right? More, and that's a difference between a make and a miss.
Yeah.
And so like they don't see that. They're just like, because you always hear people like the weekend warrior type thing. Like, oh, I threw that in the water. Dang, like whatever. I'll just go grab a new disc, right? Well, it's like when you're on tour and you have your dogs, your favorite discs. Yeah. That you throw all the time.
I'm
like
swimming, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're going into alligator infested pond. Like, you know, if someone, you know, you hear the stories of like, oh, a disc golfer going into the pond and like that's a tragic thing that happened, right? But like, I think there's times where if you throw your disc and you see an alligator next to your disc, you may actually think about jumping in, right?
A disc?
Obviously, that's a little exaggerated, but like, you know, if you throw your favorite disc, right? If you throw your favorite disc and there's a moccasin-filled pond, you may still jump in.
Any course that I haven't been in the water.
I think the same thing, yeah. And that's the unique part is you just get blessed by the course. I feel like, you know,
really,
you do, like Fountain Hills.
I can't name one.
Fountain Hills.
You're saying any course that we've been on tour for a long time.
Like I've been in at least once.
USDGC, everyone's been in.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to go in. Everyone's been in there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Fountain Hills. I actually don't.
Been in.
Fountain Hills been in.
Definitely been in.
Vista, obviously, everyone's been in.
Definitely.
I've been in Vista for sure.
Cliff Stevens. You've been in
Cliff Stevens?
Yeah. I've been in Cliff Stevens.
Wow.
For sure.
Clearwater.
Clearwater, yeah.
I'm just listening to random courses that come around that are water courses.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Maple Hill.
I don't know. Maple Hill.
Well, it's funny that it's like these
Preserve,
yeah.
A disc that you get for free. I'm like, I'll pay someone.
Oh yeah.
$100.
Yeah. For that same disc, you could get for free.
Yeah, I could get
2
a
years
new one,
ago, right?
But like,
no,
100.
You can't get a new one.
Somebody finds it $100.
Yeah,
I got a bounty.
It's perfectly seasoned. It's perfectly shaved, right? Like it's all that stuff.
I want you to talk a little bit about perfectly seasoned. How you put aside a bag from Nevin.
Yeah.
That you didn't touch until you came back to Nevin. Yeah. How much of the bag was put aside?
Yeah. So
and have you done that anywhere else?
No, that's a good point. So like Nevin is such a unique course in the fact that like you just have like it's the tightest course we play basically.
Did you know this by the way?
No, I did not.
Like so with the last couple of years of the Pro Tour Championships, like the years that I won, I basically gravitated to like 3 or 4 discs that I just basically put away and then brought back out because I'm like these are so good.
Just 3 or 4. It wasn't.
It could. Yeah, it might. It's not a whole bag, but I mean, there's like you said, what you're saying is true. Like there was a good chunk, like my main drivers, right? So those are my main discs that I threw a lot.
Yeah.
Like on the tunnel shots, the most important shot out there is a tunnel shot.
Right.
And so I was like thinking, all right, well, I don't want to shave my disc, throw it in the water, all these other things, no barbersols, and these are drivers, so it doesn't happen as much. But like even if you shave it on a rock or something, it could change the flight a little bit, right? And make it a little bit understable more than you want. So I just said, all right, I'm going to eliminate that from the equation. I know these are perfect for this course, and I'm going to put them away, and then next year when I come back, they'll be exactly how I want them to be still. And so I put them away and just never touched them, and then they, you know, every year I knew I could go to that same hole and throw that same disc and know exactly what I could get.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So it's just, and because everyone's throwing a shot on a hole, and you're like, oh, that fits perfect on that, right?
Yeah.
And so I just decided, hey, there's a lot of the similar shots at Nevin. You got to throw a hyzer flip tunnel to land flat, and if you hyzer into a 45 left or right, you're cooked. And so I'm like, all right, well, that disc is going to be perfect. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to throw it only on this hole, not scrape it, not do anything. And it has no chance to get lost, and I know what I'm getting into. And so that's just, for some reason, Nevin's the only place I've really done that because it's such a specific course to where, like, you can't, like, you have to have the perfect disc. If you don't have the perfect disc, there's times where you play courses, you're like, oh, I wish I had a disc I had a year or two ago, right? Yeah. And you don't have it, and you're just, like, frustrated. You can force a shot, and you can still do it, but you just lose a little bit of confidence, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
And you're thinking about
awesome.
that other
It's
thing.
next level, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Because as an athlete, you know, like, I think that's the biggest thing is you want to know that I have full control of my result. If I throw it perfect, I know I'm going to land in a certain spot. But if you throw a shot perfect and it has a little more of a shit barbasol on it than you thought, and it turns a little bit more, then you like have this, was that me? Was that the disc?
Yeah.
I would rather just, and I'm not trying to shank, but like if I throw a shank, I want it to be my own fault. So I know, all right, next time I go up, I can make the change.
Yeah.
It's not the disc. There's no sort of gray area.
I don't think I've ever heard of anyone doing it on any level. Like like thinking about Climo days, Felberg, like they were carrying like 5-6 rocks in their bag, you know, to like have a rock for every single particular angle, right? For every turn, every stability.
Yeah.
But like, I've never heard of anyone dedicating a certain set of discs for a certain course that get put away.
Yeah. I've definitely done that, but not with intention like that. Like a disc will come out of my bag and I'll put it on my rack at home, and then I'll be like about to fly to like Idlewild or something and be like, I threw that a lot at Idlewild, and I'll grab it. But not like with that intention.
Right,
of like, I don't want to.
Saving it.
Yeah, right.
But definitely like that, like I'll be thinking about the course, and I'm like, especially when I'm flying to an event, I'm like, okay, hole 1, but I'm going to need that. And I like remember throwing it on certain holes.
Perfectly broken in for that shot, and you're like, you can kind of.
Sometimes I'll even grab an
It's a confidence thing too, right? I'm sure.
Yeah.
You didn't want to ruin it, so you were shaving it for later.
Shaving it for later. There you go. Shaving it for later. Right, yeah. It's funny, dude. We must have had an intuition about the Barbasol sponsorship and Pro Tour Championship, right?
Dude, it's kind of perfect that they came in. They came in, I was like, Rick's gonna love this, dude. I was immediately just like, I was really impressed playing with Ricky early on. I didn't think, no offense, but like, you know, there's a how old are you?
31.
There's an 8-year age gap.
Yeah.
10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Is a big age gap at that point. And you know, I'm looking towards the elders in our sport to get mental advice from. And here I am playing a practice round with this incredible up and coming talent, Ricky Wysocki. And I remember throwing this shot. I believe we were in Connecticut at Hartford.
Yep.
We're playing a practice round.
Yeah.
And I throw this shot, and it like hits this tree around a corner that I can't see. The tree was probably in the middle of the fairway. And it's just like one you got to miss. But like the shot was beautiful otherwise. And I remember just like, it was a practice round, so there was no consequence at the time.
Yeah, right.
But like I walked back to my bag, I'm like, what the heck, dude? Like that sucks.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever it was, you know, which is maybe a pretty normal reaction for like a shot that you really liked. You wanted to see the result. And Rick's like, why does it matter? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, there's stupid that the tree's there. He's like, why do you care about that tree? You did exactly what you wanted to do. You hit your line, move on.
Right.
And I remember thinking to myself, that's so simple.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, but this, and this. He's like, no, it doesn't matter. You threw the shot you wanted to.
Yeah.
There was something in the way that you can't control.
You do that over and over again, it's going to be good, long run.
Yeah.
The long run, right? And he was looking at it, and then he followed it up by saying this thing that I was like, so wise beyond his years, and it stayed with me. I don't know if you.
That's cool.
But he said, he said, if I do what I want to do, I don't care about ratings. I don't care about rankings. I don't care about this, that, or the other. I care about in the moment doing what I meant to do, focusing on this throw.
Yeah.
If I execute the things that I can control in that moment, it doesn't matter if I hit the tree.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I do this or that. It doesn't matter that I'm going to get a 1040 rating or a 1030 rating or a 950 or 1100 rating.
Yeah.
Like, all it matters is that for this moment that me throwing this shot, I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because something along those lines.
Because you know that as an athlete and as a player with a lot of skill, which we all have, is that it's all your averages are going to average out in the long run, right?
Bro, it was
if you throw a perfect shot on every hole,
it's
and that's the hardest part, and that's the thing that like if you go on that mental roller coaster of the results, of bouncing off that tree that you literally threw it exactly how you want, you hit a blind tree around a corner. Okay, well you literally threw it perfect.
Yeah, right.
I watched the shot. You're not going to the most important part is you threw the shot. You knew exactly what you were trying to do, and that was exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of times you hit a tree behind the corner and you can't, there's other tree that you can't just say, oh, throw it more left. Well, you can't. There's another tree that's left of that, right? You have to throw it just right of that to miss it, right? So there's just so many little intricate things that are so specific to disc golf that it's like you see people on, that don't necessarily know the game at a high level. And they're like, oh, we'll just throw it more left. We're like, dude, there's literally a tree 1 inch to the left of that. If I would have thrown it 1 inch to the left, I hit that.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, those are just little intricate things that people don't think about.
Well, dude, you just being aware of that at
Yeah,
that age.
right.
For me, like that was such a mentally mature thought for this kid who's doing that and I'm like making all these funny sounds.
So silly.
Like,
so silly.
If you ever are lucky enough to know Ricky Wysocki, and I think the Ricky's Roundtable is helping people see this.
Ricky Wysocki.
the
Oh my
rap
God,
song?
I met that guy.
Really?
Yes.
Where at?
Okay.
That's so funny.
He's like a killer in
Rapper?
no, trumpet player.
Oh, okay.
In songwriter and stuff in New Orleans.
Musician, huh?
Is that called a killer? Someone who plays trumpet?
He's a killer. He's
a killer in the music world.
Whatever
right?
he's doing.
Okay.
He's a
I
killer.
didn't know if that was like a term for
But
trumpeters.
I met him. He was playing. I went to one of his shows, not knowing it was him. We're out in the courtyard in between sets, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Paige, I wrote a song about you."
Yeah, she did one for you too.
Yeah, but yours is way better.
Is it?
But I told him, I was like, the Ricky Wysocki one is just a hit.
Did you recognize him in the
so
moment?
funny.
No, I didn't know what he looked like or anything.
That's so funny.
But then it was
that
cool to
came up.
talk to him about. Sorry, this is way off topic, but that song just got
That's
in my
so
head.
funny.
Thing is.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about.
It was cool because he was the lead of the band,
Yeah.
trumpet player, and he's like, man, like I missed a couple notes on that one song, and
Right.
and
He's
I
a
thought about it
perfectionist.
because I didn't notice, and when like we miss a shot by just like that hula hoop thing with
Right,
Bradley,
yeah,
like
exactly.
everyone
No
else
one else
thinks he
sees that.
cured
No.
it, right? And like music and disc golf are so similar in that, but
art.
I thought that the one thing that music has the upper hand on is like that next note comes so soon. Like our next shot, like now Bradley has to wait for 3 other people to
Yes.
throw and stew on it for a minute, and like takes a lot more like, it from my opinion, probably not all accurate, but like it seems like it takes a little bit more like grit,
Fortitude.
Yeah.
you know, to like
For
wade
sure.
out those negative emotions and
Totally.
like push forward. But anyway, it was
'Cause
cool to
there's
just
There's always a
talk to him.
backup after a double bogey.
Yeah, right.
Always.
And there's
Always a backup after a double
Always.
bogey.
And there's a balance to that too. Is like, you know, if you get frustrated like Bradley used to do, like he would get frustrated, but like I feel like he did a good job of recentering after a while and be like, okay, he might still get the result of getting that birdie from
Right,
that same spot,
right.
that's 2 inches from what he wants to do,
Right.
right? So it's just just like anything, there's moderation. You know, you don't
Yeah.
want to get over frustrated, then have that leak into your next shot, and then affect your next shot. You know, and then you miss your next shot by 10 feet instead of 2 inches, right?
Chai
Chile.
Okay, so the same term.
Shout out Aunt Jen. What's up?
Shout out old
Dan Hastings. Yeah.
So
That was our chai line host.
This is probably where this is definitely where Ricky is running laps around me on the same practice round that we're playing together. I don't know how he's lapped me, but he's lapped me like 10 times.
I used to do that on course. I'd
Race
literally
car driver.
lap people and come back and play
Yeah.
second round and pass them on like
Well,
whole 80.
I
Lapping me on the same
understand.
card.
Yeah, but he stands on the tee pad and just tells a story. And it's
Yeah,
like,
he'll
Jerm,
story
throw
time.
it in.
I know, people hate that about me.
No!
I get, well, can't change.
Right, yeah.
If I wasn't doing it, you'd be like,
But-
Jerm, you changed.
Hey,
what are you
no,
doing?
I'm not
Yeah.
telling you to change. I'm just answering the question of why he lapped you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he's the only person I can tell a story to, and he's
Right,
gone.
yeah.
It was just the two of us. But anyways, so we're up there.
If you draw a
and
map, you can explain it to that map.
At
you
the
know,
time,
like-
Dan Hastings, he was living up there in the Rochester area. And so we're staying at his place, and it's Avery Jenkins, Greg Barsby, Ricky, myself. I think one of us had whoever the partner was, like, so, and I'm pretty sure Leanna was there with Dan. And so there's a decent amount of us over at the Hastings place. And Ricky at the time was driving that black Honda Accord.
Yep.
That you got from
Two-door.
your aunt
Was
or
it a
whatever.
two-door?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was 4-door.
Was it?
Maybe.
Okay.
Did you get from like your relative?
I don't remember who I got it for. I remember I got it in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
anyways.
anyways,
Yeah.
this was like his tour vehicle.
Uh-huh.
And it was kind of, like, it was a really nice car.
Yeah.
But it was like, it's a tour vehicle. So over time, it kind of becomes a bit of a beater.
Yeah.
And Ricky was parked on the street. And the guy that lived across the street from Dan Hastings backed up and kind of dinged Ricky's car. Like, I guess he was in a hurry, didn't notice it. And like a good Samaritan, he left a note, which is cool. Ricky probably would have never noticed the ding.
Right, yeah,
without the
exactly
note.
right. It was like, oh, whatever.
But he said, hey, man, like, I was, on my way to somewhere. I was kind of in a hurry. I hit your car. I can either pay you for this, or an alternative option is that you and your friends can come to the sushi restaurant that I own and have a meal on us,
Nice.
or on me.
So naturally, I invited a bunch of people.
Yeah,
like,
it was our group.
Yeah.
We were all like,
let's get some sushi.
Yeah.
Let's go get some sushi, dude. So we all like.
What do we have? 8 people? 10
At least.
people? 10 people. All of a sudden.
It was a crew.
So now this $200
And y'all
damage.
can eat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. $200 damage turns into 10 people crushing some sushi and all kinds of stuff.
Well, the beginning of it was we went there and we all just got like normal sushi. Like we didn't go crazy.
Yeah, I want to be respectful.
We're
Yeah.
trying to be respectful. And then the waitress who knew the deal when we arrived,
It's like, what are you doing?
was giving us our ticket. We're literally checking out, and she was like, "Yeah, before I do this, like, the guy said you guys could get whatever you want." And I don't know, like, I'm looking at this ticket here, and y'all are like,
Not doing a good job.
"Yeah, you're not doing a good job." Yeah, essentially,
Basically, like
she
this guy
kinda
owns a place.
challenged us,
Like,
right?
this guy owns a place. Like, rack it up.
Yeah, like y'all are
And we're
like,
just like trying to be all respectful.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have one roll, right?
Yeah.
Like,
we all looked at each other. We're like,
cool. Like, that's great. I don't
I'm
want
looking
to
at
try
the menu.
to.
There's like $50 roll. We're like, 4 of these.
Yeah.
Like we're like immediately like just
Right.
send them.
Appetizers, this,
We're
that.
not
yeah.
hungry.
Yeah.
We've already eaten our meal.
Right.
We're ready to go. Looks like we're getting $50 sushi to go,
Right,
baby.
yeah.
And so we started getting like a bunch of rolls. And then, Ricky's like probably 19,
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
But like, we were like, you know what? And I don't want to promote underage drinking here, but we're like, let's get some sake bombs.
Sake. Yes.
So we order sake bombs, and this is like one of those restaurants. I'm guessing you've been to a Japanese restaurant where they like bang the knives on the tables, and they sake. Sake. So we do sake bombs, and then like we're like, Ricky, why sake bomb? The nickname sake bomb came from the sake bomb restaurant that came from some dude hitting his
My car.
That's
how it
Like,
started.
It literally happened because Ricky was just parked in the street. If you'd been parked 5 feet forward,
It would've never
5 feet
happened,
back,
yeah.
it would never happen.
You would have never been
Yeah.
sake
Even
bomb.
would have been sake bomb.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so
And you pound it.
Yeah,
You do the sake bombs.
we ran up that bill after that. And
Oh yeah, that was a good
Classic
chunk
Rick.
of bill.
Do you
Probably
remember
like
what car I
American.
drove? You know, I remember
green
a lot of
element, right?
cars.
Element.
That was Eric McCabe's.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
okay.
traveling with.
That was
yeah.
my first year on tour.
Okay,
Oh
okay.
my God! What car did Paige drive?
I had 3 different SUVs before I got
you
van.
used to stay at KK's, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to all stay at KK's
Above
for
Snow
Santa
White
Cruz. Yeah.
in Santa Cruz.
I see her still every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What?
Yeah, and then we started
car?
staying at Dave Laugeson's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dave
Yep,
Lagerson.
Lagerson,
Shout
yeah.
out Lagerson.
Shout out.
I haven't
Dave.
seen him. I haven't talked to him in a while.
I use Sonos
talked to him?
audio
yeah,
system
he came
because
to my
of his
wedding.
dad.
Yeah.
The first
is he
place I ever
still,
heard
is he
of
still
Sonos.
doing that? The
Yeah.
audio stuff?
Yeah,
Dave's not, but his dad is. Yeah.
His dad is the one that's like doing the big audio installations.
Yeah.
Like that house is so rigged
Well,
up.
Dave was working with him, but not anymore.
Yeah. I used to call Dave Lagerson for like audio advice. I'd be like, I'd be at Best Buy. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm looking at these speakers right here. Like, which one would be good for this purpose? It's so funny across the country.
Yeah.
But no, actually, I'm trying to think of Paige's tour vehicles, and all I can think of is the vans. Like
I had
can't-
3 different ones,
All right.
but I was just thinking about the tour vehicles then, and like recognizing, like now it's vans and stuff, but like recognizing all of them. But I just like you're talking about these cars that are no
Chevy
longer
Malibu,
around.
Yeah.
But Yuli's still driving that damn Kia.
That
Kia is still.
It's
going.
Brad's. He's Brad's.
I know, but still,
yeah,
like
he's still
seeing it,
traveling
and I'm
with
like,
He's had
wow,
it for a
time
minute.
warp.
It's funny because the dent that he like put in the side by like where the gas is was put in from some frustrated argument he had back in like 2013.
And it's still there.
It's
still
a time
there,
warp.
dude.
Like seeing that car, I'm
That's
like,
hilarious.
whoa.
It is so funny that you're bringing that up. Yeah, because he's still in that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He still shows up the commentary in it because he leaves his Raptor at home.
Right.
Yeah.
So Brad just like drives around all
complete-
year.
And he flies
That thing had
in.
And then
no
Paul
motor
flies in.
mounts. And Brad's driving had no motor mounts. Well, the mounts basically mount it to in place. It was literally like he would move, and then the whole motor would actually move when he's hitting the gas at some point. This
How
is like
many
a couple years
miles
ago.
are on that thing?
300, close to 300 now. But literally, like, there's no motor mounts. Like,
Damn.
it literally would shift side to side as he's driving.
Buy a
you hear
Kia, I
it?
guess.
That's just what the mechanics were saying.
You
They're
ever
like,
hear-
I've never seen this in my whole
Wow.
life. There's
when
no
you turn
motor
the
mounts.
AC on and he like starts the car, it's the loud like screeching. He's like pulling out of the parking lot. He's sitting there
so
like,
much.
oh!
And he
So
like lives
funny.
in that thing. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Mad respect for sure. But
What were
right.
your cars? Tell me.
Well,
'cause
my first one when I was like when I first remember us hanging at Zach and Brittany's.
Yeah.
I had a Mazda 5,
oh, okay.
Okay.
and
I don't
It's
then
like an
remember that.
SUV, is there?
it's a minivan. They promoted it like the side doors open.
Oh yeah.
It's like in between a car and an SUV.
Compact
But
SUV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had a Hyundai Santa Fe, and then I had a Ford Escape when I was traveling with Madison.
Okay.
Had a Ford Escape.
I vaguely remember the Ford Escape, but I'm surprised I don't remember the other ones.
This-
Because that's like
The Santa Fe was when I was with Ragna.
Ragna.
you were touring with
That's
Ragnar.
Yeah,
Did
me
you
and
travel with her for a while?
Yeah, like a year and a
Prodigy
half, maybe
days?
2 years. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, 20.
Have you talked to her in a while?
No, but we share the same birthday, so
That's
we talk
cool.
every year on our
That's cool.
birthday.
31st?
May 31st.
Nice.
31st?
Yep.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
and she actually taught me something. We were talking about who taught us stuff. Like I don't know if she taught me with her words, but definitely just like being around her and like she crushes discs, but she doesn't look like she's even trying. Like and like smooth as far. Just like don't try so hard. When I try so hard, I shank it.
Yeah.
Just thinking about Ragnar.
She was
just,
smooth.
Like,
she would just hyzer flip.
Power.
That's something I've been learning a lot is like
smooth.
I've got a lot of like core strength, and I got long arms, and that equates to big distance.
Right, you don't
easily.
need to feel like you're torquing the disc.
I don't have to do that, and it's like a lot of times, like I'll try to muscle up on a shot, and then I'll just, when I just relax on my throw, and I just let like my strength just be strong, but without trying to be quick, without trying to be fast, just like going through the motion.
Yeah.
If I turn on a 10-speed driver, I'm going to get 430 feet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have to like. I don't have to get 430 feet by throwing it hard to get 430.
You just throw it 80%
I just
smooth.
do my thing with the right disc in hand, and it does that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it just equates to better accuracy.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. So that brings us to the final question. One of the most interesting experiences I think we've all had is Lake Tahoe 2012. Were you involved in that?
I've never played Lake Tahoe.
Okay. So you
But
weren't. So you can
I've
chime
heard
in.
stories.
You can chime in. So the final question that I wanted to ask you, Paige, and it kind of involves us, is Lake Tahoe. I think it was 2012. We had a experience where we had a players party experience. We had a lot of fun, and I wanted to touch on that because I think it's a really funny story, and it's definitely stuck in the disc golf world.
It involves Nick Gagne.
So yeah, it involves me,
Gagny.
my touring buddy.
I know, but
at the time, Nick
Gagne.
Gagny, which is that last name is perfect for the story that we're about to have. Paige. Sarah Holcomb, right, was there. Don Smith. And Steve Rico was there.
Oh, my God.
He was at the players' party that we were at, right?
This is interesting because my memory tells me that this was Santa Maria Open.
Oh, it was. Okay, so it was. So I was thinking Tahoe, but it was Santa Maria. You're
Okay.
right.
It
Santa
was,
Maria
right?
So we're playing Santa Maria Open. We're both, pretty new in our career.
Of Jerry Ushelman.
Yeah, Jerry was there as well. Yeah, he was
very important.
He was in his yellow Subaru.
He was a NorCal player, super legend. He was just the stereotypical like hyzer flip, perfectly tunnel shot, like
one throw
made every putt. One throw in per round, putted from
least.
his like everyone like always used to say like if you putted from his knee, it's in. Like guarantee. He put with like a 0-1 rock, and it was just like
arrows.
Yeah, it was a rock too though. He put with a rock, the orange
rocks,
rock.
but he also used
Arrows,
the big glidey arrows was like main thing.
He was just a genius. Like he just like if there was a hole, any hole under 400 feet, he was gonna throw some sort of shot that got himself underneath the basket, and he just throw like the most Bradley Williams line
West
ever.
Coast MJ.
Yeah, West Coast MJ for sure.
I got to introduce those guys at USCGC.
Really?
I felt like it was the coolest moment.
They probably never really
I was
met.
Like, have you guys met? And they're like, no. I was like, oh my God, go ahead and talk. And
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
the exact
I
same
wanted to
person.
sit there and just like, what do you guys have to say?
Yeah.
And they're just like,
hey man.
Yeah, it was like the blandest conversation. They were like, dude, you're putting us on the spot. I'm like, yeah, but you guys are the same person on the opposite coast. Anyways,
so yeah, Jerry Ushelman, Paige, myself, and my touring buddy Nick Gagny, and Steve Rico. We go to the Santa Maria. I remember going to the Santa Maria players party. We're all like pumped.
Yeah.
Underage. We're both underage. We're hanging out with Steve Rico, and we're like, sweet, this is awesome. Yeah, whoops. We may or may not have been drinking a little bit, and we had some fun at the players party. And so we had fun. We drove back. For whatever reason, Jerry was there too, and we're like, Jerry's the nicest guy ever. Like he'll drive us home, right?
Yep.
And so he took us home.
Sarah and Don were there as well.
Sarah and Don were there. We all piled into this car right after the players' party. Everyone been drinking. Everyone was feeling good. And
I don't think Nick was feeling too
close
well.
to not feeling good.
Close to not feeling good.
Yeah, I don't
yes.
think Nick was feeling good at all.
Yeah, Nick he went a little crazy. So he's my touring buddy that like short stint on tour. It's his first time away from he was from Backwoods, Maine. 10, 15 player, like really good player.
Good player.
He was a really solid player. Didn't play that long, but he had, when he did play, he was great. But anyways, he was shotgun. I'm in the back seat. Paige, Don, and then Sarah, like they're on each other's lap or something.
4 of them in the back.
4 in the back. We're just piled in. We're just like, all right, we're going back to our hotel. We tracked down Jerry Ushelman. Like I said, just the nicest guy ever. Of course, he'll take us back. Like it was an awesome gesture. And we get in the car, and this feels like it's like a 10-hour drive, but it was probably 20 minutes to the hotel. 5 minutes into the car ride, Nick's freaking crashed out, and he like for some reason like we flagged Jerry down. Someone had to pee or something, and we got out, and he woke up. Nick woke up, got out immediately. he immediately puked right out of the car. Puked out of the car just in the side of the road, and we're like, all right, whatever. We're gonna get back in the car. Everything's fine. He got sick. Gets back in the car. We're all back, and he rolls down the window just in case he pukes, right? And so the windows are all rolled down. His window, my back window. I'm right here, just chilling. I'm probably chilling. Yeah, I'm not feeling great, so I'm just like trying not to like get the spins in the back of the car. And he decides he's not done puking, and
decides. So I don't think anyone decides that.
He didn't decide. His stomach decided it didn't want to. It wanted to uke.
Yeah.
So he pukes, and I'm like here, and of course it goes out his window into my window, and it directly into my mouth. And I was like, oh, I have nowhere to go. And I've just panicked, and I don't even know what happened. I think I puked on your lap. I had the window right next to me, but I'm like, it was so shocking that this just happened. I was like, oh, what just happened? This is disgusting. And I literally puked on her, and I started this puke train where she puked on Don puked, and the whole back was covered in puke. It was like, we're just sitting there like, is this really happening? Like, there's a moment where like you sobered up and you're like,
can you imagine Jerry?
What?
Jerry was just like trying to keep driving, like
like nothing happened. Because he's the most even keeled person on earth. Like he just like, dude, we did damage in that thing. There's 5 people's worth of puke in that thing.
That's
unbelievable. And then the next day, all the boys are cleaning out the car, right?
Yeah, oh my.
And Holcomb and I, FPO, we had to tee early, so Holcomb and I are playing final round.
This was before the final round.
Before the final round.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I didn't know that detail.
Yes. And during that round, I puked 3 times. Like, okay, hole 5, throw my shot. And Holcomb's just laughing at me because she obviously knows. I don't know if she puked, but I remember puking.
Oh, you just had this mutual understanding of what happened.
She was just the receiver.
And you guys had to clean the car, right?
We had to clean the car, and the next day, so he said he was driving back home to California. At the next tournament we saw him like a couple weeks later, we're like, so embarrassed to go, like normally like, hey, what's up, Jerry? We're like, hey, how's it going? Like so embarrassed, like not wanting to look at him in a way just because we're embarrassed of ourselves that what happened. But he said that he rolled up the window and it just went, just puke, freaking chunks went all the way up as he's rolling up his window. Like he'll roll it down and then the puke's like stuck in his doormat or door like windowsill thing, and it just goes up and just smears all over his door. And so we all felt so bad. I think we all chip in.
Yeah.
And we're all like chipped in, like, all right, well, you can take this and get it
detailed.
I heard that you guys like paid for a professional cleaner.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm saying.
But I think they tried to vacuum it first and stuff. But
then didn't get it out of the windowsill. That literally the puke went inside there, and then he rolled up his window.
Yeah.
So now that's whenever we see Jerry, like if I ever see him again, that's gonna be. I haven't seen him in a while.
I haven't either.
I got one. I know this is disgusting, and if this makes it on the podcast, I'll be surprised.
Were you at 2012 Charlotte World when the after party when Holcomb won?
Maybe.
Was he there?
I don't think so.
I know you were. You were tits and eggs. You were in the front. Like
no, wait, hold on a second. Tits and grits.
Tits and grits.
You were eating steak.
But I'm saying
vividly
you're
remember.
talking. Yeah, but you're talking about. I thought we were talking about the
club.
flying pig. Before that.
When Felberg hit.
Yes.
Yeah. But was he there?
I don't think I was there. It doesn't ring a bell. It sounds like fun though.
When Felberg backhanded the girl.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I wasn't there.
Okay, you were
the bar.
Yeah,
it was the bar, right?
He like squares up. He like makes space. He's like, all right, watch out. I'm gonna do it back in.
And he whips.
And he swings, complete air ball, slaps this girl in the face. He made the mistake of hitting someone who's born and bred in New Jersey. So she went back. And by the time she was forward, there was already blood down her face, and she was already swinging before questions were asked. Like he hit the wrong person. Dave went, dipped, and then like a magician, he was out and like literally poof gone. And that guy was like, oh, not the guy, but the guys that she was there with were out for blood. Yeah. And we were like,
Felberg dipped.
Like hey man, he's not with us. Like I mean, he's with us, but like find him. Like I don't know, dude.
Yeah, except Mello was like, trying to, and it's like he's the one that messed up. Like just say sorry.
Right. Don't.
But she was like to the girls like, and then I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna like
have to step in?
What is gonna happen now?
Yeah, right. Like, that was a crazy sitch. But
all right.
I got to finish one last one with you because if this gets in this podcast, people got to hear about puke wounds.
Okay. Oh, yeah. A lot of puke stories. I mean, that's weird.
I'm sorry. Well, yeah.
I guess
that's why you don't drink
in the
anymore.
past. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, literally, this guy doesn't drink anymore.
Yeah, I got it all out.
Vegas. Who knows what year?
20.
That was like probably 2012.
You were traveling with Don and Sarah when they were together in the RV.
Yeah.
And Ricky,
disappearing Donnie.
Disappearing Donnie. I was there for that night. Blackjack
that
table.
was the year we went
Steve
to like
Mills'
10
birthday.
Oh
amusement
my.
parks. We went to
Steve
every
Rico
amusement
was there
park
too.
that year.
Steve Rico's a lot of the puke.
Whodani.
Yeah.
Whodani.
We were calling him Whodani because he was disappearing.
Yeah, he would just be there then gone.
Oh, and then Sarah lost her credit card and filed the police report, and then found the credit card in her bra the next morning when she woke up.
Yeah.
And it's like, what, if any, alcoholic beverages have you had this evening? She wrote no.
Oh yeah, she wrote no.
No. Yeah. It's like, that means yes.
How
That
many?
means all of them.
How many, if any, have you had? And she wrote
A million.
no.
No. But Ricky, he's like, clearly a little drunk, and like they were parking in the.
You were
the
there,
sunset.
I feel like.
I wasn't. I remember seeing your face afterwards,
Yeah.
but I didn't see this happen. But Ricky walks out of Don and Sarah's RV, and like he just needs to go use the bathroom, and he walks back into the RV like 15 minutes later.
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
And Sarah's just looking at him like, "Oh my God, are you okay?"
Yes.
And like he's like, "What are you talking about? What happened?" Ricky's using the bathroom.
Face plants.
Pukes. While he's bent over, the head rush passes him out. He lands his head on the concrete in his own puke and walks back in, is scabbed all over his skull.
I fell face planted into the concrete.
Walked back into the RV, didn't even know it happened. And Sarah's seeing gravel, grit, and puke and blood all over his skull. And she's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And he's just like, "What are you talking about?" Like, "I'm fine." And she's like, "What? Dude, like, look in the mirror." And then like, he realized
I had no idea.
Happened.
Like I just thought I was like, oh cool, like when you drink you pass out. Like I literally, it was one of my first couple times
happens.
drinking. I was like, oh, did you guys pass out too? Like I literally thought that was like, oh, you drink too much and like that's a normal thing, right? So like, but I've actually found out that like I've done that before. Like it's a thing when I drink too much that like I don't know what it is, but like I'll have, and I think maybe it's like a thing that when I puke and then I actually black out. Like that happens a lot.
Whoa.
It's like a weird, I don't know if I have a condition or something,
Yeah.
but that was the first time I noticed it. And I just thought like that was the part of drinking, right? And so that's why I like walked in, I was like, oh, whatever, like I didn't think about it. Like I just remember like waking up and my face was on the ground. I woke up, I'm like, oh crap, I drank too much or whatever, right? But it was like a condition, like obviously the drinking didn't help it. But like when I puke, I have some sort of problem where like I get really lightheaded and like pass out.
There's
Wow.
no way this makes it out.
And yeah, it makes it
Honestly, if
right?
if that everyone did that, nobody would drink.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's what we need to do. Is
right.
Make
Nobody.
sure that, yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. So then I remember that was the first time I had this thing, and I just thought it was normal. I walk in, and all of a sudden I had like it was like a scab. This like I remember the scab was like
all over
USA.
your skull, dude.
It was like it's the shape of a USA or something. Someone called me like. I forget. Remember
Really?
that? Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. It was like shaped like there
Dude.
was like a Florida part of the scab. It was all my face. Like my face was literally the whole side of it was like.
The map of the U.S.
Yeah, it was
Oh
the
my
weirdest
God.
shape scab ever.
Yeah,
But,
we just called it puke wounds, dude.
Puke wounds, what they called me.
You've had a lot of nicknames over the years,
Oh yeah,
for sure.
so
And then
funny.
he started winning tournaments, so Ricky Why So Lucky became
Yep.
like Sir Wysocki, and then
the Ricky
and
the
then
check open.
Rit, when
Rit, what up, Rit?
Rochester
Rit.
Institute of Technology
Yep.
up in Rochester, we started calling what up, Rit?
Yeah.
And then that one still persists to this day.
It does, it does.
Still, people old school call you.
They do,
Rit.
they do. Yep.
Yeah, but
Cool. Well, thank you guys for joining me.
you got
Appreciate it.
You got a shin puke wound here. I see.
Oh yeah, I do. I do right there.
Yeah.
Not the shape of the USA, but thank you guys for joining Ricky's Roundtable today. Appreciate it, spending time and sharing your amazing stories. It's been fun over the years, and yeah, let's
many
continue
more
doing
years
more.
Yeah, we
Let's
got
keep
many more
going.
years
Yes.
of stories to make
Thank y'all.
for sure.
No more puking and no more
Yeah,
lotto.
I think that part's a little done, but
And no
we'll have
more
some.
lotto, too.
Yeah,
You're
no
in
more
your
lotto. All the bad habits
You're
are
in your
done.
30s now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so
All the bad habits are done.
We're behind that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm about to be in my 40s, so
Yep.
like we're on to another generation of our
Yep.
lives.
Yep.
Those mistakes are for the next generation.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they can learn from us.
Build character.
Yeah. Thanks,
Thank you
Rick.
guys. Yep.
Appreciate
Appreciate it.
having us, man.
See you next time.